Welcome back to the Grim Workshop. Today we're going to be putting a handle on the knife on the Callie Russell signature card. So I'm out here this week on a canoe trip in the Adirondacks, and if for some reason I was to lose my primary belt knife and I had to resort to my backup blade off a survival card like this, I'm always going to do my best work if I've got a full-size handle on it. So for a small cut, I can get by with this. But we're going to put a handle on this thing in the field today. Now, I'm going to go harvest the handle before the sun sets, and I'll probably do most of this work around camp in the evening. So in this scenario, I only lost my knife. So I've still got a saw and an axe in my canoe barrel. I've got a multi-tool. So I've got quite a bit of tools to help me put a handle on this thing in the field. I'm out here for 7 days, so I've got real tools. I've got a big saw with me. I'm looking for a piece of downed birch. So I don't want to cut a live tree. But I've got a limb, a down limb over there I'm going to go grab. So I'm liking this piece right here. But if that's too much to handle, I've got a smaller one right here. And there's a bonus slingshot fork here. All right, so I had fish for dinner. It's all cooked, cleaned up. So now we're going to go ahead and start on our handle. And if you were trying to put a handle on a survival card knife in the field, this is exactly when I would do it. I could take this off and use it uncomfortably, but I could still use it for most tasks. But as you have time, then you can progress and make your tools even better. And before we go any further, I am dealing with a possible improvised tripod Hall of Fame nomination right here. So I'll put a picture to it. I've got a broken flex mount. I lost my GoPro on this trip. So I've got the broken clamp part of a GoPro mount. I've got a twist tie wrapped around my regular mount, and I've got it clipped onto the shingle of this lean-to. So first thing we're going to do, this is going to be a little too much work, I think. So it's got a natural drop right here. So I think I'm going to make a cut here. And the same width as my fist, I'm going to make another cut here. So here's what we got. This is about fist width. And remember, I've got everything but my belt knife here. So I'm going to awl a hole using my multi-tool down into the bore of this. Now, a lot of the Grim cards feature a awl or a drill of some type. So if you did not have a multi-tool with you, you just better choose a card that features the awl. So if you're wondering why I don't just use my multi-tool in this situation, I lost my belt knife, remember, or my main knife. I've still got 3 days left on this canoe trip, but now I'm onto my backup cutting tool, so that makes this even more important. So I'm going to do everything I can to keep this knife in perfect working order. So putting a handle on that survival knife, that's going to let me use this knife over water. That's going to let me do most of the camp task that I would be using my neck knife for. I can do them all with this. I can save this multi-tool in case I lose a second knife or I break a second knife, because I am pretty deep in this trip right now and I'm about as far away from help as I can get. I'm as deep as that Leatherman awl will go, and I'm still not quite deep enough. I'd like to get another 3/4 of an inch to go ahead and seat that down all the way. And this is, this is a multi-use lean-to here, so I found a trash resource. This is a broken tent stake that somebody left. So I have tent stakes with me, of course. So if I didn't use theirs, I could use mine just as well. So the tent stake's not giving me the depth I want, and there was actually a nail sticking out of the side of this lean-to, and I was pounding it into there, and it still didn't help me. So I'm going to fire up the camp stove. I'm going to heat this metal stake up, and I'm going to burn this in. So that worked really well. So technically I've got a handle on here right now and I could start using this thing, but remember I do have multiple tools with me. So I'm going to grab my hatchet and I'm going to shape this down a little bit, make it look a lot more like a knife. All right, so here's the handle for now. And to hold that blade in, I cut a small dowel, whittled it down to the size of this hole. I'm going to baton this in half, put the knife in the middle, and then I've got a keychain here with a bunch of Grim tools on it. And on that keychain, I added a small stick of hot melt glue. So just like an axe, I cut the wedges off, clean the glue up. And now I'm just kind of dressing the knife up a little bit. To be honest, I'm kind of tired tonight, so I think I'm going to call this good for right now. But you can see as the trip progresses here, I can make this more and more comfortable, more refined. But right now, this is completely serviceable, and this is a lot better for me to use than just holding onto the bare tool.